Boom! What's up, guys? All right, so we can see there's already some people hanging out. What up, what up, what up? Moto Mondays, about to get it cracking again. So who we got? We got V-Dub. Happy Memorial Day, yes. Happy Memorial Day, just pin it. Yep, we represent him once again. Is it Connie? Cooney? Cooney86? I don't want to mess up your name, but Cooney86. We got V-Dub. We got Brian again. What up, dude? How's the thumb? You probably were out riding today. I know Adrenaline was open. I didn't make it out there. I was hoping to, but I was cleaning up from the class on Saturday. So getting things. We got Cammy. We got Big Feist. So Big Feist is in there. Monroe. What up, what up, what up? So everybody's chilling. Well, good, man. Good, good, good. Mel's here. Well, sweet. Jacob. All right, there's my other buddy, 2-1 Racing. That's my boy from when I did a motocross camp in, where was it, Oklahoma. Pitchler. My boy Pitchler, dude, from, I think he's from, where's Pitchler from, dude? Where are you from again? I know he's from Arkansas or something. He's far, but he was one of my students at FCA camp down in Oklahoma last year. Me and Trey Kennard were down there coaching. So, cool to see him in here, little Pitchler. But yeah, man, so we got some people hanging out. Let me, hold on. Let me do my swipe up real quick. Almost forgot. So do my swipe up to the story. Let everybody jump in here. But sweet, so we can get it started. And we'll talk a little bit about motor school. We'll talk about this busy week. We got a lot of things started. On both sides, motor side, ministry side, a lot of things happening, and now it's time to pump out some content. So that's what we're excited about. So let's just jump in and we'll get it started. Hold up. You know, I got all this new stuff, and Mel did a little, so we just had the motor schools. Mel did a quick little teaser, super short. We're gonna, but let me throw it up for you guys can see it, and then we'll jump right in and get this thing started. So why is it not coming up? Oh, wrong one. Amateur hour over here. Boom. Well, sweet, sweet, sweet. Welcome to another episode of Moto Mondays. I'm Ronnie Faisst, and we are hanging out here in the garage, doing big things, kicking it. So super pumped you guys are here. And let's talk some moto. Let's talk about moto school. Why isn't that working, dude? I'm trying to get this thing to pop up and it's not working. It's striking out on me. Boom. There we go. Let's talk about, first of all, it's Memorial Day weekend, so thank everybody for hanging out on your holiday. Could be doing anything, but here we are hanging out in the garage talking about moto. So thank you guys. Happy Memorial Day to everyone, and big thanks to everyone who served in our country, all the families that lost loved ones, and those that given a greatest sacrifice, their lives for our freedom. We get to do what we love, ride dirt bikes, serve the Lord, and just be with our families, because people are willing to go out and fight for freedom and give us all these great privileges. So thank you guys. We are super grateful for that sacrifice, because that's intense, and not everybody's willing to do that. So we're grateful for you guys. And once again, we're hanging out on the Moto Mondays. But let's talk a little bit about, we have some people just kind of even sending us DMs and putting comments on. They want to hear about the motor schools. We just did the first Midwest Motor School. It was on Saturday here at my buddy's private shack, and I always mess up the name. I think it's Bayshore. It's like right on it's just past the Kansas City Speedway. So it's in that area. But we did it out there, and it was semi-private class. We had 5 students. We had a 50 rider, a 125 rider, a guy on a 150, and then my buddy Matt was on a 450, and Maddox, he's on an 85. Riders all different levels. The 50 rider did really well. It was his first time ever on a track, and big stint, and he seriously surprised me, because when I first showed up, and then I was thinking, man, I hope he's able to handle the track. It was all graded and really ripped up, and I thought, man, I hope he's able to even make it around there. And dude just pinned it all day long. Just so much heart, so much love for riding. Fell down, picked himself up a million times. Didn't even care, charged it all day. And I think he surprised everyone. So it was just cool to see. I started at his age. I was 8 years old when I started. But I was taller than him. He's a smaller 8-year-old. But just the fact that he loved riding so much and charged it all day and wasn't intimidated about the track whatsoever, not even intimidated by any of the riders. He just wanted to ride all day. He rode so much that he got to the point where he was like, I think I'm going to pass out. I'm dizzy. He's like, I think I need a drink. Hold my bike. And he like walked down to where his dad was and got a drink and then came back out. But it was really cool. Went through a ton of stuff with all the riders, and this classes are really about working on the fundamentals and building good, safe riding techniques. You want to be a smoother rider and a safer rider, and that comes from having a good foundation and the good basics. So we focus a lot on body position, throttle and clutch control, and just trying to build a solid foundation so you become smoother, you become faster over time. The key is to be calculated, to be smooth, do things the right way. The more you can do it the right way, the better chances you have at making less mistakes, because mistakes lead to crashes, crashes lead to injury, injury leads to loss of confidence. And we want to continue to build confidence by doing things the right way and progressing in our riding. So we focus a lot on the basics. And but it's really cool. What I think really excited me about the class is, I mean, I'm passionate about moto. I've been riding moto for over 30 some years, and obviously I did it for a living. And I always had this goal to become a teacher at some point. Now I can finally do it. Actually, like I talked about last week, RFMX was an idea from 2012, and I was going to do it way back then, and it didn't happen until 2020. But the fact that I finally get to do it, I'm really passionate about, and I want to be the best coach that I can be, and I want to share what I've learned through all my years of racing, all my years as a freestyle guy, and just being in the sport and being around the best guys and being around people who have done this for a living and know I know their story and I know how they train. I've seen it. I know what their lifestyle looks like, and give that back to the next generation of guys. And I think what I love, what I was really feeling out there this weekend was, I can look at those guys and I can see myself in every one of them in part of their journey. I remember when I was an 8-year-old, I remember when I was an 85 rider. I remember when I went to a 125. And then Matt he was a little bit more advanced than other guys. He was on a 450, but his goal was to go, he wants to ride the A class at Loretta Lynn's. Well, I remember when I was going down to Loretta Lynn's, when that was my goal. So I think I just connect with these guys, because I'm like, man, I remember when that was me, when that was my dream, and this was my goal. And I remember going to moto school, and I remember how it affected my riding and my career. It shifted so much. So I think I just have a real heart for the other rider, and just being able to almost remember what it was like being on the other side. And now I'm able to give to them and help them. So that just excites me. But what I was getting at is we were halfway through the class, and some of the guys, we took a lunch break, and some of the riders that were there were signing up for the June class. And I thought that was really cool, and that kind of just motivated me. Like, man, that's cool as a coach to know, halfway through your class, your students are already excited, and their parents are already seeing like, hey, this is good enough and worth my money and worth my time, and my kid's actually excited, and I'm seeing he's learning already that we're taking him to the next class. So I was pumped about that. June class was completely sold out already, but we did have one guy get hurt. He wasn't in the May class. He signed up for the June class because he couldn't ride last weekend, but he got hurt this past week. He broke his collarbone. So he bumped to the July class. So there's one spot open left in the June class, but out of the 4 spots that are taken, 3 of them were at the first class. So I thought that was cool, because at the end of the day, I'm providing a service. I'm providing something I'm passionate about. And when people, it's almost like it's a returning customer. If customers are happy customer, that makes me feel good that people are happy with what they got out of it and they're returning. So I was excited about that. And we got one of the other guys driving down from North Dakota. I think that's very cool to someone to travel. He said it's 5.5 hours to come out here for school. So anyway, the June class is probably, let me throw it up on the thing. It's June 20th. There's only 1 spot left. So if you guys are interested in coming out to that, be sure to jump on it soon, because I'm sure it's going to probably go pretty fast. Probably do a post about it on the page here in the next few days. But there's 4 spots still left for the July class. It's July 25th. So just know, if you don't make the June class, there's another option to go to the July class. But I think in between that, I think me and Mel are planning a California trip. And I think I'm going to do a class out there. I might not take 5 guys. I might only take 4 guys for that class, because out there, I won't have the track to myself. It's open practice, and there's a lot of people going on. So just to keep it more smaller, a little more intimate, I might cut it down to 4 riders. But I'm planning on doing a California class in between. It'll either be very end of June, early July. But I'll keep you guys posted. We'll release a date really soon here, because things are happening fast. So the class went good. So thank you guys for being interested in how that went. I was super excited, and I'm passionate. I came home and I treat my coaching just like I treated my riding career. I used to, study my videos and look at my photos and like just self-coach and like pick myself apart and always just want to get better. I did the same thing. I came home and me and Mel were just talking about how to interact with the guys, way to build people up. Like when you see people like making mistakes here, just how to be a better coach. Like I'm passionate. I want to be the best coach I want to be. And I came home and I just going through my head of how I was relating with people and how can I be better? How can I explain this better? How can I, if someone's struggling in an area and they're messing up, how to lift them up so they don't feel defeated and discouraged. I want people to leave feeling encouraged. And that's one of the things. I want my motor schools to be a place that it's okay to fail. It's okay. It's motor class. It's okay. It's a safe place to make mistakes. That's why you're here. It's why we're here. That's how you learn. You learn by making mistakes. No one has ever got to the top. No one just started at the top. Everyone was a beginner at one point. Everyone was, a 80 rider, 50 rider, whatever. Everyone's went through the ranks to get up to where they're at. And they made a gazillion mistakes along the way. The point is, it's okay to make mistakes. You just learn from them and grow. So don't let those discourage you if you're struggling with an area. Every area can improve with work and practice and study and focus and learn why is that happening? What is the issue? And then let's fix it. And that's my job, to find what is that. That's why I'm watching you, so I can point it out, and then we're going to fix it together. And it's okay. So I want everybody to lead just knowing like, hey, it's okay to mess up. Don't worry about it. Everybody does. So how about you guys? Has anyone been to motor school? How's motor school affected you guys? You guys, if you want, like jump in the chat and say, yeah, I've been there and it was good, bad, whatever. What was your experience in motor school? And who did you go to? Who was your coach? And whatever. And if not, when we're done, leave some comments. I like going back and reading comments. Tell me about your experience. Tell me about what you learned. Like, I want to be great at coaching. So any input, any feedback, what you didn't like, so I can make hey, I didn't like that. I don't want to do that in my class, So always open to hear about what you guys have learned in your journey too. So be sure to share that in the comments or just even right now in the live chat. But anyway, that's a super long intro. So let's get in. It's already 15 minutes into it and I'm jibber jabbering like always. All right. We'll look for some questions like the way we normally do it. Throw some question marks up in the spot so I can find it. I'm just kind of scrolling from the top. I try to get to everybody. All right, so I'm seeing Pitchler. He's Tennessee. I said Arkansas. So Pitchler's from Tennessee. I knew he drove a couple hours to get to camp last year. But Brian says, congratulations. Thank you, dude. I was super pumped. Thank you. I appreciate that. We got New Zealand. Yeah, man, I've been out. So we got Danny from New Zealand, down under. That's cool. I've been to New Zealand with the Krusty guys a long time ago, and it's seriously one of the most beautiful countries I've ever been in my life. It was amazing. So pretty out there. Green, lush. It was amazing. All right, so let's see. Am I seeing any questions? All right, I'm seeing V-Dub here with the super chat. He said, here's a little sponsorship. Don't know for your site. Big shout out to V-Dubs. So V-Dubs is a super down supporter. He comes on here all the time, always doing cool super chats. And he follows me and Mel on our ministry page as well. So big shout out to V-Dub for always supporting, always showing love. Cool dude. Let me throw that up on here. Boom. Give V-Dub a little. Can you guys see that? Why is it? Oh, it looks dark this week. I don't know why it's black. Might need to get Mel out here. Hold up, dude. I got to check this out. You guys will be dying. Hold up. You're going to crack up. This is how me and Mel came up with this. Ready? If I can get it to work. I'm going to call her out here so so we can get these. I want people to be able to see your name. Hello. We want walkie-talkie status. I don't know if it's not working. All right. But I want you guys to be able to see. I want your names to be able to see up. And for some reason, B-Dubs came up in black and it was hard to see. Oh, Yeah, buddy, we got, is that Pitchler throwing up another super chat? Boom, let me see. Yeah, come out. See, look, it's coming up dark. So hold up. Mel, 10-4, Mel, over a copy. See what we got here. She's not following. So I don't know why that's showing up the wrong way, but hopefully we can fix that. But I want you guys to be able to see.
Is it working yet?
It's got me recorded. Hey, we need some help out here. 10-4. I don't think these things are working. All right, let's get into some questions, but I just wanted to make sure everybody, I think it's cool when we can see your guys' names and it's all black. And all right, here she comes. And all right, so if you got any questions, start sending them in because I didn't see any. What do we got? Anything? Any questions? Any questions? Is it working all right? Do you know why the people's names aren't coming up?
You mean it's coming up dark?
All right, here we go. Is a KX, all right, let me pop it up. Yeah, so we got Chase here. Yes. So it says, is a KX Super Mini good for a 12-year-old, 85-pound, 5 foot tall? A 12-year-old on an 85. I would think so. I rode 85 when I was 12, and 85 pounds is not super big. So I would think you could probably ride an 85 or Mel's turning stuff out here.
That's fine, I can't see.
I would say yes. I would think you could ride a big wheel 80 or a standard 85. So I would say you would be good on that. So, good question. I can't see a lot of the questions.
Well, I gotta fix it. Hold on. Maybe that'll work.
All right, so we got here, kiddo.
That worked.
That's my boy Christian, huh? That's my homie Christian from Arizona, huh? Right? Hit him up. The next one.
Yes, it is.
What up, dude? So this is my homie out in AZ. He's actually, me and him been talking online. So he's actually, I think, I'm going to put him on blast, but he said he might come out to the Cali class. But anyway, so my graphics are done by M7. Let me see. Yeah, M7 Designs. Can you guys see the website? M7designco.com. So they're a Canadian company, but they do super good work. Can't really see it in the photo, but yeah, m7designco.com. So look them up. I tagged them. I think I just did a post today. Go to the last post that I did, and I tagged them in it. You can find their IG, and super cool dudes up there. All right, let me see. All right, here we go. We got. Oh wait, I'm struggling here with the comments, but Mel just hopefully fixed the issue. Boom. So we got, let me pull these up. All right. So what should your body position be like coming up to a jump? All right. So if you're approaching a jump, most of the time, I mean, you can seat bounce jumps, but most of the time just learn how to jump standing up before you go into seat bouncing. And you really should, you're not going to be in the attack position to where, like, if you were braking, you're going to have your butt more back, or if you're in the, like, a stadium style whoops, you'd have your butt back. Still going to have bent knees, arms up and out. But you're not going to have your butt more centered over the bike, but still back a little bit. But you're going to have your head forward. You need to lean forward off jumps. You don't want to lean back. That's where beginners, sometimes they loop out, is because their weight's too far back. So make sure you're up over, should be at least over the crossbar pad. A lot of times I have my head well above the crossbar pad because when your weight's forward, that's what causes the bike to jump and then transition like this. You don't want to have to go and then the bike's stuck like this. You never want to have to rely on the rear brake to get the front end down. It should, because you've taken off with so much weight forward, it's automatically going to go what? So it should be up almost like an attack position, but don't have your butt or hips too far back, kind of more a little centered, but head over the front end. And just while you're learning how to jump, stay on the gas on the jump, because the suspension is going to compress and then it's going to unload. So don't go up to the jump and go, oh, I'm going to jump it, I'm jumping, and then shut off and coast off the lip, because that will buck you. The suspension will compress, and once it unloads, if it doesn't have enough power to hold the suspension down as it's going off the lip, it's going to go and buck you. So make sure as you're learning how to jump that just commit and stay in the power off the jump, and start with small jumps. Like, no reason to start with big doubles. Find tabletops. If you're brand new and if you don't have tabletops, even find little singles that you can just jump out to the flats and just learn how to jump safely. Don't play with the doubles until you've got some confidence that you can even jump. Because the last thing you want to do is start with a big double and go face the thing or over jump the thing and get hurt. And then you're going to be scared all the time. You're going to be nervous about jumping your dirt bike because the first one you tried was a jump you probably weren't ready for, and then you get hurt and then you sit out for 3 months. So work your way into it. Start small. There's no reason to get hurt too soon. But wait for, let's see. All right, so let's see. I'm going to take that one down. I feel like just getting up on the bike and just standing in the right position and giving you guys little demos on the bike. So this is what it should look like. All right, so this is Pitchler. He's my buddy from FCA camp. So he's, she's coming in. Copy. Pitchler, I was bummed they canceled camp because camp is something I look forward to every year, especially since I live out here in the Midwest now. I'm able to drive to Oklahoma camp. So FCA's Fellowship Christian Athletes, they do motocross camps all across America. I've done motocross camps with them on and off throughout my freestyle career, but now that I retired and moved out to the Midwest, I was driving down to Oklahoma every year and it's a week-long camp, and they have about 70 plus campers. It's huge. So they bring in instructors. Trey Kennard's there every year. Robbie Smith's there, myself, bring in a couple other instructors, and you get huge groups. So that's why I know what it's like to teach a big group, and it's a lot to have big groups. That's why I'm going to keep mine a little bit smaller. I like the more intimate. Yes. Why aren't you using the walkie-talkie?
Your walkie-talkie's still on.
All right, turn it off. All right, that didn't work. We went for that. So yes, I'm missing FCA camp. Bummed out they canceled due to coronavirus, but I'm sure we're going to get back after it next year. But if you ever want to go to a great camp, they always have great coaching. They have Christian values. It's a great place to go. So if there's one in your area and you want to send your kid, I highly recommend FCA motocross camps. Great people, great camps, great coaches, great message.
And he also gave a super chat. 211.
Pitchler, I got Pitchler shout out for the super chat. Mel saying I know, I saw it.
And
Pitchler's my boy, dude.
Christian and Vito.
We were in the bunk. What was our bunk number, dude? Bunk 7? We slept together in the cabin, like cabin number 7. Me and Pitchler hung out all week.
Vito and Christian want you to tell people what Marked Collective means on your bike.
Okay, Mel's, we try to go for the walkie-talkie, but obviously it's not working because she's still at the door giving orders. All right, so here we go. Let's get Reed up here. I hope I didn't miss anybody. So if you could rebuild a dream two-stroke, what would it be, and what was your favorite bike ever? Roughly how many bikes do you think you have had in your day? Okay, so we got 3 in 1 here. So let me just start with the first one. If you could rebuild a dream two-stroke, what would it be? I mean, I honestly really like my Honda two-strokes, and I think I had a Suzuki before. But other than Suzuki and Honda, I've never rode any other two-stroke. So I'd probably go with a Honda two-stroke if I was going to build one again. 250 CR 250 Honda, I'd probably go with that. How many bikes? What was my favorite bike ever? Honestly, I feel like every one of my bikes have been good. Like even since I switched to 450, my 2012 Honda was the last bike that I used at X Games in Speed and Style. Or no, that's not true. No, that is true. That bike was sick, so I really like that. But then I went to Cowie, and I seriously loved my Cowie. And then I went to this, and I love my Husky. So it's hard to pick. All the bikes are such good these days. It's really hard to pick. I felt really comfortable on all of them. So, man, I don't know. I got the best deal with Huskies. I'm gonna go with the Husky because they're really nice to me. But I've always had good bikes. I feel like if you get the bikes are built so good, you set them up right. They're pretty good bikes these days. It's, you got a good mechanic, take care of them. They're right there. So let me ask you about how many bikes do you think you had in your day? So how many bikes have I had throughout my moto career? Man, that is a good question, and I don't even know if I have any idea. But I know there was one point, and you probably, some of you, if you follow me through my career, where I had like 5 that were built bikes in my garage, 5 two-strokes, and then I had 2 more that were just stacked along the side. So I had 7 bikes in my garage at one point, and I only got 1 right now. Well, I got the 50, but so I know that. But I mean, I always got, when I was competitive, I've always got a new bike every year. But then I went to as I got closer to the end of my career, I started doing this 2-year, and that I've been on that deal for a while now. So now I keep a bike for every 2 years. But when I was super competitive, like in my early freestyle years, every year I got a brand new bike. Then I got towards the speed and style days, and I think I was keeping bikes for 2 years. Every 2 years, I had 2 bikes, and then 2 years would come, I'd sell one, get the newest one, and then make the other one my practice bike or spare bike or whatever, and then kind of rotate. I've been doing that for a while now. So it's been my program. That's why I just sold the 16. This is the 18. So this has become the spare backup bike. And I'm going to go get a 2020. And then 2022, I'll sell the 18 and then rotate the 2020 to the backup bike. But that's kind of, did I miss getting your thing up there? How'd that leave? Sorry if I missed getting your name up there. I thought I had Reed up there. Maybe it just went down. All right. Well, let me find some more questions. So here we go. We got, should I try ramps? So this is Chase. Should I try ramps on my 85 or should I stick to motocross? I mean, I got nothing against people hitting ramps. I mean, I'm a freestyle guy, and I think it's fine. It's all good, but just make sure you have your ramp at a distance that your 85 can handle. Don't go too big, and come up short. So just set it at a safe distance. Nothing wrong with jumping ramps, but I don't know if are you asking if you should get into freestyle or just stick to motocross? If that's your question, man, it depends. Like, which one you're more passionate about, which one you're having more fun at. If you love to ride laps and train really hard, then stick with moto. But if you just enjoy jumping and doing tricks and just kind of expressing yourself, then freestyle might be the way to go. Both are equally hard. Especially now where freestyle's at, and racing too. I mean, racing is one of the toughest sports out there, so it's really hard to make it in racing. But freestyle, the level is been lifted so high by all the young guys. There's so much to learn to be able to compete with those guys. But hey, you can just ride for fun, either or. That's kind of how I like to do it. Whether you race or do freestyle, do some tricks for fun and do some laps just for the love of riding. So. It's really your call. It's really what you're passionate about. But I love both. I like the moto and I like to do tricks, and they're both fun to me. I like to ride the woods too. I just like to ride my bike. Period. So all different types of riding to me is fun. Trails are fun. Sand whoops are fun. I like supercross, arena cross style tracks. I like outdoor tracks. I like just jumping the jumps. I like big ramp, short. I just like riding. At the end of the day, to me, riding dirt bikes is fun, whether I'm on the ramps or out on the track or in the woods, just having fun. All right, so here we got someone's. All right, so I'm seeing the company pop up here. So people are asking, so we got SSE1. Is Mark going to drop some riding gear or just streetwear? Stoked to see it. So just to fill our, people are probably like, what's Mark? So if you want to see on the back of the bike, Mark Collective is a company that me and Mel started. So if some people know, some people don't know. So me and my wife have a ministry together. We have another YouTube page called Ronnie Mel Ministries. You can find our website, ronniemel.com. Our page is just Ronnie and Mel. So we do both. We do moto and we do ministry. And Mark Collective is just a Christian clothing brand, and we're doing that. All the proceeds, we're a nonprofit. All the proceeds, 100% go directly into supporting the ministry. So the vision is just to create cool clothing that Christians like, they want to wear, and represent what they believe in their faith. And I know Mel came out and was saying, but let me just answer his question before I rabbit trail. I'm king of rabbit trails. I'm probably not going to do moto gear. It's going to just be clothing, and we're just keeping it really simple. We know me and Mel are not to run a clothing brand. We're called to put out good content, to do YouTube, to help people understand the Bible, help people teach the Bible. And same thing on the moto side. Put out good content on moto, help people learn how to ride bikes. They're the two things I'm passionate about. Passionate about my faith, passionate about moto. So that's why I'm teaching both. I'm going to help both. So we know that that's what we're called to do, is to express that. This is just there for people that want to help support what we do. That is another way to support what we do. And so we're not going to be... it's probably just going to be really small, kind of like, we're not going to run a clothing company. Like, if anyone knows Twitch and how he's running DBK, I couldn't do that. We don't have the time to run a full-time clothing business, and I don't think that's what I'm called to do right now. I think I'm called to do what I'm doing, sharing moto techniques and sharing the Bible. That's what we're going to focus on, and then we're going to just let this organically grow in its time. Let the Lord do what he wants to do it. If the Lord brings people along that can help grow it in a faster way for us, we would be blessed, and that's great. But our goal is to give you guys strong content. That's what we believe we're called to do. So it will probably only be t-shirts, hats, hoodies, streetwear, clothing for people that obviously are in the faith. Why would you wear a Christian clothing brand if you weren't a believer, right? So it's really for the people in the body of Christ that are connected and love Jesus. And Mel was saying that somebody, I think V-Dub maybe, wanted to know about the name. I'm seeing V-Dub here. Let me just pull his question up. But the name is Marked Collective, and it's about being marked by God. There's verses, Ephesians 1:13. It talks about when we believe we are marked with the seal, the Holy Spirit. And collective is a group of people that gather around a purpose and a vision, and that's what we are. We're a group of believers that gather around Jesus, and we've been marked by him and his word. So that's where the name came from, and we love the name because we think it represents the body of Christ. We are people that have been transformed, marked by God. You know, if you are a believer and you have a transformed life, you've been marked. God has done something in your life, and it's visible. You know. All right, so let me get the V-Dub here. You have to bring up maybe that's what he's talking about. Can't wait to get mine. Yeah, I think he's talking about. So I was kind of just touching on that. Mel came and gave me the jump start and was kind of telling me you were asking this question. But yeah, so we kind of just talked what it mean. And I love it because at the end of the day, like, Jesus was marked for us. He bears the scars of his suffering. So he was marked by the Father and for us. So I love the name. I think it's cool. And look up Ephesians 1:13. And then Mel has another. What's the other? Tell Mel, put up the other verse that you like, because I know she has another one. I think it's 2 Corinthians. Finish it up, Mel, because I can't remember what it is. 2 Corinthians, I believe it is. But that's kind of the story behind Mark's Christian clothing brand. We're going to focus on what we believe we're called to do and let God grow it organically. But it's a way for people to support what God has called us to do. So just know everything that you give or buy to the ministry goes 100% in supporting the ministry. So we do appreciate all the love and support. And people have been supporting it a ton. So big shout out to everybody who's already supported Marked. And RFMX. Like, I've been blown away because the last couple months, that's what we were focused on. We were focused on building the RFMX site because we knew I had a class scheduled for May. So we're like, we got to get this site done, got to get it out so people can sign up for a class. And then we were working on getting the merch done. So we spent a lot of time doing that. And then we launched it and people supported it and we're super grateful and classes are selling out. And then we were working on Mark behind the scenes too. And then we finally got that done. We launched that. And I've got a great response. So we're super excited and grateful for all the people who support it. But now we're like, sweet. Because it's a lot of work. And like I said a million times, I'm not a computer guy. But I was building sites, learning how to do this to get these things out there. But now they're done. We're like, sweet. Now we know we can get back to pumping out content, teaching people. And that's what we're passionate about teaching people, helping people ride, helping people grow in their faith. That's what I feel like I'm called to do. And that's what I'm going to do. And now it's time to give you guys a lot of solid content on both pages. So we're excited to feel like the legwork of those long months is over. And there's still maintenance. You still got to stay up with stuff. So there's customer service and we still got to do posts and all that stuff to keep all that stuff running. But still, we're excited that we're able to check all those things off our list. And now, folks, like we had a meeting this morning and we're like, what are our next videos? What are we doing? We got to finish this is it. And we're talking about how to knock out these next series. So we're happy to do that because that's what excites us. So pumped. All right, let's jump after it. All right, let me make sure I'm not missing anybody. All right, Mel used to, yeah. So here's Reed. Let's get Reedy up here. Reed Jr. He said, Mel used to be a monster girl, right? How do you guys met? What event? I seen her in a video with you and Twitch. Oh, that's funny. So yes, Mel was a monster girl in the moto scene way back when. We had met, we've been married almost 4 years, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Man, we met like 11, 12 years ago, before either of us were believers. And I can't remember where we first met. It was just in the motocross industry. Obviously, Mel stood out like crazy. She had these huge, big blue eyes, super bleach blonde hair. Like, you couldn't miss her. She was super hot. So she just stood out. And I remember first time I said, whoa, that chick's smoking hot. And then I was just attracted to her. And so I can't remember where we originally first time ever met. But we hung out. We had a thing way back then. And then we separated. And I didn't see her for 8 years. Didn't even talk to her or nothing. I just figured she left Cali. She was living in Cali for a little while and took off. And then she had reached out to me on Facebook because she knew I was a Christian. She was coming to California, and then we got reconnected, and both of us were believers, got saved, completely separated. Both of us had radical transformations and were strong believers when we got reconnected, and that led to this. Here we are, married almost 4 years now. Crazy how God does things. But I wonder what video you're talking about with Twitch. Was that a recent video or an old video? I was trying to think about that. Not sure. So Noah Shanks. So I'm seeing my boy Noah Shanks. So Noah was at the moto class. So big shout out to Noah Shanks. He killed it. You did amazing, dude. I was looking at pictures of you. I'm sending you pictures. I didn't get your pictures out today. I'm sending you pictures because I was looking at Eric, my buddy that was out there yesterday, or on Saturday, got some photos of you. And I was looking at your photos, and I was just blown away at the technique. I was impressed, dude. That's what I like to see. You just looked aggressive, up on the front of the bike, arms are out. I was like, yes, that's what I want to see. So I'll send you those so you can get them posted up on your page. Very cool to see you attacking the track like that. Being aggressive, being forward, looking like a pro, dude. That's what I love, dude. You can have the right technique and not be the most, you don't have to be like setting the world on fire, the fastest guy, but you can look like you know what you're doing because you got good technique. You're in control, you're smooth, you're up on the bike, you look like a pro. You don't have to go to speed of Roxon to look good. You just need to do things the right way and have the right form and look sweet. And I was pumped to just see when I was looking at some of the photos this morning, looking like a pro, dude. I like that. So keep on doing what you're doing, dude. I mean, and you're coming back. So he's coming to the June class. So super pumped to get a chance to work with you again. All right, so let's find another question here. Did I miss anybody? All right, so Cammy, let's get Cammy up here. What's a good dirt bike for a beginner? So I guess I would, it all depends, I guess, how big the beginner is, what age the beginner is, to give you a really good, accurate question. But I always say start on a safe, easy bike. Don't start off on a super aggressive bike because sometimes people get on bikes that are too aggressive for them and they go down instantly and it scares them and then they never want to ride a dirt bike. You want to have a good experience when you're starting. Start off on something safe, easy. It's not super aggressive. It's not going to scare you. And then you have a bad experience and not want to ride. You want to have fun your first time, so you want to get back out there and have fun. Even though, dude, the first day I rode a dirt bike, I rode an XR80 1986 in the backyard of my field. I put it in gear. My dad was trying to teach me how to use the clutch. I went straight into the woods and didn't stop till I hit a tree. And I still got back on and so even if you have a bad day, it doesn't mean it's going to stop you. But bikes can scare people. I've seen people get on one and have a bad day and then they never want to touch one again. And sometimes that's because they're starting on something a little too aggressive for them. So I always say start small, you know. It's all good to baby step it. All right, so we got Frank here. We got Frank. All right, it says, talk about your transition from superstar, rock star, hustle, lifestyle to where you're at now. It's a big transition to go from being full-time athlete, full-time competitor, traveling around, competing and traveling around doing shows all the time, always having, those dates, the schedule booked. I got to go here, got to go here, go here. So there's always something, to retiring, to getting married, to moving, to starting ministry, and now starting motor school. So definitely a big transition. And I'm not going to lie, I miss competing. Like I'm not a competitor inside. I love competing, and I do miss having you know, always having that goal or that something I'm reaching for, something I'm working toward. Like, hey, that's that event. I got to get ready for it, man. I got 2 months and I'm going to train my butt off. So I used to love that. I used to love having that. I took it really serious. So I do miss that part. But it is nice sometimes because at the end of the day, that's work. And I remember there's days you wake up and you're like, man, I don't feel like riding today. My body hurts. So it is nice sometimes to know that I can ride when I want to ride. I don't have to ride. Because a lot of times when you're training for a competitive like that, you know it, you need to ride. Because if you don't, everybody else is, and then you're going to just get beat. And whose fault's that when you don't prepare? Your own. And I was never like that. So it's a mixed match, but it's been a big transition. But I think all for the good. You know, it is what it is. Everyone's going to grow up. Everyone's going to get older. As an athlete, you have a really short window, and you have to understand that and know that. And when your time comes and your time goes, and then you just have to take those next steps for life and see what's next. And I think God's been clear on what I'm supposed to do and led me to where I'm at now, and I think I'm doing exactly what I'm supposed to do. So even though they were great days and I do miss that competitive edge, I still look at what I get to do now. Think about this. For 20 some years, or even longer than that, I told my dad when I was 9 years old, I said, Dad, this is what I want to do. I want to be a professional motocross racer, because that's all there was back then. It wasn't freestyle yet. But the fact was, I just wanted to ride. From 9 all the way up until I retired, I was living my dream doing that, and it was all about me. I'm going to be the best of me. But now as a coach, and even as just someone who gets to share his faith and share the Bible, I get to help. Now I get to pour into others on both things that I do, whether it's ministry or moto. I'm helping others now, and I think there's, like I was talking about earlier, I'm feeling this connection with the riders and this passion and just like this love to want to make them great. And just seeing that, I'm like, it's pretty exciting. So I think it's just a cool journey. It's a journey of life of like, I'm always a martial artist. And think about this. You start out as a white belt, you work your way up, you become a black belt, and you teach. You start out as an early new believer, and then you grow as a believer, and then you begin to disciple. You know, I started off as a beginner, novice, little kid on a 80, and went through the amateur ranks, became a pro, and lived my dream. But now I get to teach. So it's kind of like this I guess it's the same cycle of life. You're a kid and you grow up, and then you become, you're the kid, but then you become a father, and now so it's just the way life is. And I think it's a good place to be. I do miss competing, but I'm excited that I get to pour into others now and make them great. And I feel like I can find just as much joy, if not more sometimes. Like what I was feeling yesterday was a great feeling. I was like, man, this is fun. And I was almost like getting addicted to it. Like, man, I can't wait to the next one, because it's like, I don't know. There's something about helping someone else go after what they're passionate about and making them great. So that kind of excited me. And I'm excited to be the best coach and on both sides, faith and moto, and to help people grow on both, because that's what I feel like God has led me to do. That's where I'm at. So great question, Frankie Frank. And life is good, dude. I'm super grateful for everything, dude. I couldn't be more thankful for how things have gone. Wait, we got solid AMA. Let's see. It looks like a big question. Why didn't it pop up? Okay, I said Monster Energy Cup, retired guy class, dash for cash, done between the 250 motors and the 450 motors, RC. Oh wait, so I saw the question mark. Let me see, Dennis and Deegan. That'd be awesome. What do I think? Hey, I think it'd be cool. Denny Stevenson, the old school dude, huh? But hey, I like them dudes, and everybody else does. Who wouldn't enjoy watching those dudes ride? So yes, I think it'd be cool. It's always cool to watch people that, because then anybody see the post about Mike Tyson and Evander Holyfield fight in Dubai? Like, who wouldn't go watch that fight? Like, anyone who grew up watching Mike Tyson fight is a Mike Tyson fan forever. How can you not like Mike Tyson? The dude's the beast. And he might fight again. And what is he? Who knows how old he is? He's not young anymore, but you would just go watch him because it's Mike Tyson. You love Mike Tyson. And I was anyone follow him on Instagram, look how fast he still moves. Knock you out. But so my point is, I think anyone who's a fan of those guys would enjoy watching them ride. I sure would. So yes, I'd be there, front row. All right, so make sure I'm not Skipping anybody. Throw the question marks though. So Eric Davis is in here. Just saw him. What up, big bro? Thanks for the photos. So Eric was out at the moto school shooting photos with us. All right, so here we go. Where should I look to find a 2008 plus 250 for under $3,000? Maybe Craigslist. I would look for where they list used bikes. I would look on Craigslist. I would look on Cycle Trader. I think Mel. Every time I think they have a Facebook page that lists and sell things, because I know Mel talks about that all the time. So you might even look on Facebook. They might have a place where they list dirt bikes for sale. But anywhere they're selling used bikes, I think that'd be probably find what you're looking for. All right, let me get Gabriel. All right, here we go. He said, hey, Ronnie, next time I see you at the track here, should I roll up and say what up? Saw you at Merwin a few weeks ago, but I didn't want to bother you. Yes, 100%, Gabriel. Don't hesitate. Anyone, don't ever hesitate to come say what up to me, man. I'm a normal person, just like you. I ain't no different, man. I was born like you. I get up and put my pants on like you, brush my teeth like you. I'm just a normal person. I just love to ride dirt bikes just like you. So don't anybody ever not come up because they think I might get weirded out or be uncomfortable. No, I love people. Come say hi, always. So look forward to meeting you, Gabriel. And that's how most guys are. Don't be intimidated if you see, I get it, because I'm the same way. Like if I see someone that I respect, I'm always like, you know what, I don't want to bother them. I get it, because I kind of feel like that too. I don't want to be like, I don't want to just go up and, but most people that I know that are well known, Deegan, Twitch, McGrath, RC, all these dudes that are, they're the kindest people. They're so nice. You can go up and talk to them. They're not going to be all weirded out. So I wouldn't, I get it. If you want to, respect people's, that's fine. But none of those people are going to think it's awkward if you come up and ask for an auto. That's normal. People do it to them all the time. And they're nice people. So all good. So here we go. I'm going to get my boy Brian up here. So me and Brian rip out at the tracks together out here in the Midwest. Let's see. So how do you like the rhythm section at Midwest Extreme? How do you like the rhythm section at Midwest Extreme? Which one? Midwest. Oh, I'm assuming you're talking about the straight rhythm section. I love that, because if you ever notice, I'm always back there riding it. I think there's a straight rhythm section in the back of Midwest Extreme. That's the one I'm thinking you're talking about, because I was trying to think on the track, there's not really any rhythm except for that small thing in the front. So I don't think you're talking about that. Straight rhythm at Midwest Extreme Park is sick. Cool thing about Midwest Extreme, they got a big track. They got the straight rhythm, which is, it's legit. The thing's super long. Like it's a legit one. It's super fun. And then they have a arena cross track, small, super fun. And they have a vet track, but vet track, last time I was there, is kind of beat hard back. And you can go out in the woods if you want and go ride the trail. So I think it's really cool when you go there, you have all these different options to ride. So I love the straight rhythm. I would rather ride indoor style tracks than outdoor any day. I'm a jumper, so I like to jump. So arena cross, supercross, I just like rhythm. That's me. So that's why I enjoy that little straight rhythm so much. I have more fun jumping than anything. I love turns, love reps, love whoops, but jumps are my favorite, always. They've been like that. Ask my dad, he's in here. He used to tell me, hey, quit. I used to be out at the gravel pit where I grew up riding, just jumping jumps all the time. He used to say, hey, you ain't going to win jump. You ain't going to, that's funny. You ain't going to make no money on those jumps. Those jumps ain't going to win no races. Well, guess what, big price? I made money jumping jumps. We always laugh about that because he used to always say that. I was always trying to learn one-handers, doing all the easy freestyle stuff, no footers. He'd be like, quit showing off. You're going to get hurt, man. Go practice those corners. Well, if you want to be a racer, you need to practice your corners, for sure. But I ended up being a freestyler, but still, I still love ripping corners. Corners are fun, dude, because there's a lot of technique in a corner, so it's a challenge. Every corner's different. It's fun. Riding ruts are fun, so I enjoy the challenge. All right, so let's get... What dirt bike is, so this is Cammy, what dirt bike is the easiest to ride? You guys always got good questions. I don't know. I would say, man, those little 110s are pretty simple to ride, right? They're a pretty easy bike to start on. I think a 110, a four-stroke 110 is pretty simple. Those 150s, I think, are pretty simple. I think some of those just basic 110, 150 four-strokes are pretty safe and simple to ride. I'd say go on that. I think 50s are too small. Like for an adult, 50s are too small. Unless you're a little kid, go with a 50. But if you're adult, you can still kind of get on a 110. 110, like look at Twitch. Twitch is huge. Rides 110s all the time. 150s, safe, perfect beginner bikes if you're just getting started. Right. I always look for question marks. So if you asked a question and I skipped it, it's maybe because I was looking for a question mark and I didn't see it. So just, all right, so we got Tommy Shea says, what do you think is going to be the win? Or wait, who do you think is going to take the win in 250 class in Utah? And RC says the altitude will play a big part up there. That's true. I rode in Utah. We had a dew tour in Utah back in the day, and it's like riding in Aspen. There's no air, so your bike is way down on power. Whoop, whoop, whoop. Sketchy sometimes. So who do I think is going to win the 250 class? You know what? Is Faulkner in that race? Because is that considered? What is that? Is that considered an East or West? I've been wanting Faulkner to win, but Sexton's pretty hard to beat. He's pretty on it. So if they're at this one, I'm not sure which, because there's two sides, East and West in the 250 class. So I'm not sure if everyone's going to be at this race, but Sexton definitely a chance. Faulkner, Sexton's pretty calculated. He might beat a dude. But super fun class to watch this year. But what you call it super good too. I always say his name wrong. Fernandez, is that how I say it? The little French dude. He's not my favorite rider, but he does rip. But he's not my favorite pick. But he is good. You can't deny his skills. He's definitely a good rider. And so there's a good chance he could be up there for sure too. All right, so all right, just keep it cruising here, looking for some question marks. So we got a super chat from Florida Man. So big shout out, Florida Man. He said, did you ever struggle with drugs, pain meds, or alcohol, or did you smoke weed? So, yes, I partied with everything. Luckily, I never became a real addict at anything. I did party. I'm not gonna say I was never a partier, dude. I partied with everything that was in front of me, with all the girls and all the militia guys all the time. I drank a lot for a while, and then I just cold turkeyed it and got rid of it. But there was a time I smoked weed all the time, and then I did the same thing cold. Most of it when I became a Christian. I struggled with everything. End of the day, I struggled with everything, so I'm not gonna say I didn't. But lucky enough, I never got addicted to where it overtook my life, because I seen that with other friends to where they couldn't get off of pills. But as far as asking that part, I never had a pill issue, and I think pills are one of the worst things because I've seen it just destroy my friends. And a lot of them got hooked on it due to injuries, not even like being out on the party, and they get hurt and had to be out for 3-4 months, and then they start taking Vicodin because they got knee surgery, and then that led to that Oxycontins. Next thing you know, they're snorting Oxycontins, and they're completely just hooked on pills and can't do anything, and lose all their sponsors and ruin their career. And I've had friends OD on those pills, so they're gnarly, no joke. None of that stuff's good. At the end of the day, it's exactly true what they tell you about drugs in school. They ruin your life. The like wrong crowd. Like they just bring you down. So stay away from all of it. Like it's not good for your body. It's not good for your mind. It's not good for your life. So I partied with it all. Tried it. Don't need any of it. Glad I did it, and it's behind me. And lucky through it all, I never got addicted to anything. Luckily, because I always was so pumped that I was living my dream that I was like, I'm not gonna give up my dream for this. I'm not going to just become, so I think because I had that focus and that goal, that meant more to me than the part for years. And I didn't get free of all that until I became a Christian. And it was because I became a Christian and I fell in love with God that I was able to walk away from that, because I wanted to live. I didn't want to live I didn't want to be like, because obviously it's not like I became a Christian and everything just, poof, here I am, perfect guy, no issues. No, I had to learn. I had to get rid of stuff, and it took time. But because I loved God, I had a real desire in my heart that I didn't want to, spend time reading the Bible, go to church, but then like live a completely different lifestyle outside of that. I didn't want two different lifestyles, and I struggled with that in the beginning, you know, trying to do both, and you can't do both. It's one or the other. You're either in or you're out. You're either for Jesus or you're against Jesus. You know, it's not this 1 foot in heaven, 1 foot in the world, and let me see how much sin I can get away with it and still be called a Christian. No, you need to just go all in, you know what I'm saying? So that's what I had to do, and it was because I fell in love with God and I wanted to honor God that I was able to say, look, I don't want that anymore. I'm going to say no to that, and was able to get free. So totally can relate to wrestling through some of those things. But cold turkey was sometimes the best and easiest way for me, just to cut it off. Say, I'm going to just stop. Like the dibble and dabbling makes it harder sometimes. Get it out of your house, get it out of your reach, get away from some of the people that are causing it. Just make some serious choices. At the end of the day, it's really about the choices we make. Like we can choose to say yes or no. We can choose to, you know, drink or not to drink. So you just got to sometimes knuckle up and say, all right, and hold it down. Get around some people that are going to build you up and take you a different direction in life. That's why when you become a believer, it's good. You get around people that are going after God and not living for the world, and it helps you to get stronger and get back on track. All right, so let's see. All right, you should vlog RFMX, not like everything you're doing, just like behind the scenes in a vlog. Yeah. So Reed's I'm talking about like putting some school stuff out there. So actually Mel was filming a little bit. Even Eric was filming as well yesterday. So we're going to put a little edit together, but we're going to start trying to do some cool stuff. Just so you guys can kind of see how the schools are going and stuff. But yeah, we got a little bit of footage yesterday, so we'll try to put a little quick edit so you can kind of just get a little glimpse of how it went down. All right, so we got Eric. So let's get ED here. He said, what was your favorite part of Saturday's class? I think my favorite part is just, I just, like, I kind of feel like I talked about this a little bit, but I just love seeing passion in young riders and a desire to get better. And I love that. And I think I saw that in every guy that was there. I mean, why else would you sign up for a motocross school for one thing if you don't desire to get better? But just seeing the, you know, how they respond to like what I'm saying and like trying it and working on it and then getting excited. You know, Noah went out and jumped the triple and he was pumped. He's like, dude, I aired that triple. And just seeing the excitement of moving forward, doing, you know, here's a challenge and on the track. Should I do it or not to do it? And then stepping up, rising up, and conquering it. And I know what that feeling's like too. So I can be like, yeah, man, like Noah just pumped. So I think I enjoy just feeding off the riders as they're passionate about what they love and seeing them, you know, making changes. You know, listening. That's one of the things at class is if you're gonna make changes, you have to try different things. And what happens in motocross, we do things sometimes the wrong way, and we get into bad habits, and it's hard to break those. And the coach will say, hey, you know, I need you to do it like this. And you try to do it like that, and it feels awkward. You're like, well, that doesn't feel right. I actually like it better. It feels better my way. It's just because we've gotten into habits of sometimes of doing it the wrong way. It feels natural that way. And then when you actually change and do it the right way, it feels awkward. But the fact that you need to just be willing to listen, be teachable, and try it. And then you have to work it long enough that you're able to break that habit and replace it with a good habit. And that takes time. It's can't transform a rider in one day, but you can give them the tools to when they go home from class that they can start working on those things. And sometimes people pick things up quick, and other times it takes them a little bit of time. But they can leave there and go home with all this information. Okay, this is what I need to focus on. And then they start working on those things. Then you come back to class and get some more training. And that's what I did. It's like boom, boom, boom. I went every year. And you start to develop. Your skill levels start to develop. Your technique starts to change. I've been watching Maddox, one of the students where we did the class. His form has completely changed in the last few months. When I first looked at him, he looked exactly like I did when I first started. And now I look at him, and he's completely starting to look like a racer. And I'm like, dude, this kid is picking it up. He's learning. He's progressing. His form's developing. He's getting good. And that's just from taking what you're learning, listening, watching, hearing, and applying. And that's how it works. You know, we learn by listening, you learn by doing, and you learn by watching. And we've been working all those three together, and I'm seeing it develop. So it's cool. I get excited to see all that as a coach. It's fun to see people develop. All right, so did I miss anything? So Mel posted that up. I know it's probably old now. But 2 Corinthians 1, 21 and 22 is a verse from Mark that she loves. All right, so looking for some more. All right, so here we go. We got Jeremy here. So here we go. Let's get Jeremy up here. He says, think you'll ever put together a riding crew based off Mark Kalepin, kind of like the Metal Militia did? I never even thought about that. I mean, maybe. Hey, I never even thought about it because we just kind of got started. Never know. I'm open to however it develops. So maybe. I don't think it would have the image of the Metal Militia. Obviously, we're a Christian brand, so maybe we would be looking for people that shared the same faith with us and had a group of believers that represented it. Maybe that'd be cool. I'm down with that. So however the God wants to build it and lead it, I'm open to it, So, but that's cool. I've never thought about it. Cool to think about. All right, so Mel's coming out. She's probably going to tell me to wrap it up.
Well, no, I'm just asking, is Deegan coming on tonight, or did you say he wasn't?
No, Deegan's, so she was asking about Deegan. Deegan, I don't think is coming on tonight. He actually was on the phone with him right before this started. And I know I told all you guys to go watch him last week, and he wasn't on either. So I thought he was coming on. So sorry if you guys all went to his page and he wasn't there. I went to his page and he wasn't there. I'm like, what the heck? So, but he's not coming on tonight. So anyway, we've probably been going for an hour now, so probably should just wrap this up before you guys. All right, so I totally lost my place. All right, let me just find one more question, and we'll wrap it up since we've been going an hour already. So I ended up at the bottom somehow. Oh, so here's my boy Killer Hammers again. All right, so it's my buddy again from, oh my God, I want to say, is it Philippines? I'm probably wrong, but Indonesia. Dude, he's a pro skater, and I follow him on Instagram, and he's Bali. He's from Bali. Yeah, I remember now. So, this dude's super cool. So, let's see. What up? How's everything going there in the pandemic? We're chilling, dude. We are chilling. Things are getting back to normal. We're super excited. So, I hope things are going well over where you're at in Bali. Things are getting back to normal. But, yes, I'm pumped that things are getting back to normal because we need to. We need to get back to work. We need to get back to life. We need to do what we need to do. Nobody wants to sit around and be locked up. But let me just get one more, and then we'll wrap it up for real. I'm going to scroll. I keep seeing V-Dub. He said, my posts are not coming up. I see your post. What happened? All right, well, thanks V-Dub. V-Dub's out of here, and I'm just looking for one. I'm just looking for a question mark, and then we're going to wrap it up. All right, so maybe... All right, I'm going with this one. We got Mike, and then I'll end it after this. So we got Mike. He said, where are the pits at Mays Landing? I'm from Millville. So the pit that I grew up, so he's obviously from Millville, New Jersey. This is right by where I grew up, and he's asking where the pits are. So the pits in New Jersey that I rode at Mays Landing were off Hickory Street Pit. One's off Hickory Street Pit and Laureldale off Route 50. There's two, actually. One off of Hickory Street and one off of Pine Street. So if you're headed towards Egg Harbor City from Mays Landing, go right on Hickory Street and go all the way to the end, past the soccer field, run straight into the gravel pit, and then Pine Street's on the left. Assuming that they're both still there. They might have developed them. No, I was actually out there at Big Feist's house, a year or two ago, and I went to both of them, and they were there. So, anyway, check out those pits in New Jersey. Pretty cool pits to ride. New Jersey actually does have some pretty good riding spots. But once again, thank all of you guys been hanging out here for Moto Mondays. Love doing this with you guys. Love answering your questions. Love hanging out. If you have not subscribed to the channel, be sure to. If you have any comments, have any more questions, want to talk about motor school, want to talk about whatever, I try to get back to all the comments, so just be sure to leave a comment, give us a thumbs up, and thank everybody. All the riders came out to the class last week, everyone who's coming out to the July class, and big shout out to everybody who support the merch. If you have not checked it out, go to ronniefeistmx.com. Check out the merch, check out the schools. Keep up with us, Instagram, everywhere, at Ronnie Faisst. And much love. Stay safe, stay blessed. Keep riding, keep doing what you love. And I will see you on the next one, man. Peace out.